Running Up the Score.
You're listening to the Running Up the Score podcast. Now here's your hosts, Jerry Napoleonello and Kevin Donlin.
Before we end the show here, our power rankings through week 14. You start with your number 10.
My number 10, I'm going with the 49ers. I think they're going to sneak into the playoffs. Again, they were a question between them and the Washington Redskins at who I liked at number 10. These are both two well-rounded teams. Obviously, I think Washington losing some key guys being the difference there. But I think the 49ers are one of the best teams in this league. I think they do find ways to get big chunk plays. They are a threat every time they're out there. They're not a team you want to go up against any day of the week. And if that's the kind of demeanor that they're bringing along, they definitely are a top 10 team in my book.
By the way, before we move on, Justin Herbert is 12th in times he was sacked. It's 27 times. Number 1 is Joe Burrow. And then we go to...
But look at the trend. If you were to go look at the trend at all the guys in the top part of that, I guarantee you a lot of them are the running quarterbacks. And you know why it's a big issue? It's because you cannot block for a quarterback that's going to easily leave the pocket all the time. It's a big reason why Kyler Murray's probably been sacked a lot, a big reason why Lamar Jackson's been sacked a lot. Think about it. You're an offensive lineman. Your back is to your quarterback. He's expected to be in a pocket.
Yeah.
And he's leaving that pocket. And defenders can see when he leaves the pocket, and you honestly can. So it becomes a very difficult standpoint to try to block for these kind of quarterbacks. So, unfortunately, if you look at the trend, I guarantee you're going to see a lot of guys who run the football a lot or someone that just tries to. And it's funny because you would think a concept like that would, he runs it a lot. It's probably hard to sack him. It becomes easier.
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Ryan Tannehill, Justin Fields, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Ben Roethlisberger, Baker Mayfield, Teddy Bridgewater, Zach Wilson, Tyler Heineke, Justin Herbert. Those are the top 12.
Yeah, you got a couple of running guys, but you got a lot of guys that stand like stills. I mean, obviously Ben Roethlisberger will be up there. He can't move.
Kyler Murray has been sacked 23 times.
Yeah, I mean, it just becomes... And then
23 times and 10 fumbles.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's a little scary.
That is scary. That means they're not sacked fumbles, because those you can understand. But, with San Fran, I think, definitely a top 10 team. One of the best out there. There's no doubt about it.
My number 10 team is the Los Angeles Chargers. And the reason I have them... I like them in the top 10, but they're really on the border for me because... they're a team that just, to me, is very inconsistent. You see them one week that they look, and I really haven't changed my mind on Los Angeles since we did our last power rankings. They're a team it's a flip flop. It's like, all right, well, what team are we going to get this year, this week? Are we going to get, the MVP type, quarterbacking from Justin Herbert and the team looking great, or are we going to get the head-scratching Justin Herbert where he threw a pick that we're like, where are you throwing? So that's the only reason why I have them at number 10.
Yeah, no, for number 9 for me, I'm going with, obviously, the New England Patriots. They have deserved to get themselves in the top 10. They have played great football. They have managed around a rookie quarterback unbelievably, to be honest. It's been beyond belief. Credit Bill Belichick, a big reason why this team deserves to be a top 10 in my book.
My number 9 is the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm obviously not as high as you are on them. And it's really the only reason why is because
I I had them in my top 10. I was like, look, all right, they're in there, right?
The reason why it's just they're 7-6 so far. Are they going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs? Absolutely, absolutely. The way that they play the way they play football. Is perfect for a team that, just can wreck everybody's playoffs. But to me right now, it's kind of like they're on the border, really. And that's the only reason why I have them so low is because, they could possibly not make the playoffs. They're not even number 1 in their division. Yeah. So that's my issue with Indianapolis.
I think it changes as the season progresses, of course. I mean, I'm going with the Chargers at number 8. Chargers have shown every reason why they're a top 10 team. They have it on both sides, offense, defense. Obviously, they're not turning it over. Justin Herbert playing MVP style right now. They have every reason to be in the top 10.
Number 8, Tennessee. I have just ahead of Indianapolis because they're ahead of Indianapolis in the standings. But they're a team that there's no Derrick Henry. They're hoping to get Derrick Henry.
You're Tennessee. I mean, we basically have the same teams in both of our top 10s. And the only difference is me at number 7, I have the Buffalo Bills, and obviously his Buffalo Bills are the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
For the Bills, for me, they barely lost to New England in a game where it was impossible to throw the football. I think in a game where actually the conditions are a lot easier, I think you got to give the edge to Buffalo there. I don't see Buffalo losing to this team. Hence, without... honestly, it was almost close to 40-mile-per-hour winds in that game. It was ridiculous. But Buffalo, obviously, not playing well. But I'm not one of those that if a team's not playing well, I'm going to really fall off them. There were times this year where even San Fran wasn't playing well, and Kansas City wasn't playing well. I still had them in my top 10.
What about Dallas then?
Oh, yeah, no, Dallas wasn't playing well. But Dallas, look, they're right in the middle of it. Do I have Dallas?
You don't even have Dallas in the top 10.
Oh, God, I don't. Look at that. I should probably have them in the top 10.
You probably should.
But I don't.
But... that is my number. What are we at? 6? Mm-hmm. Number 7? No, number 6. No, 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, this is my 7.
No, understandable. Dallas went from 1 to 7. Dallas went from 1 to 7. He's questioning why I don't have him in my top.
Well, 10, listen, when we did that in what week 7 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was right after you played everybody in your division once, so that must have been tough. No, but obviously, Dallas has every right to be in the top 10 as well. I agree with you 100%. They probably should be a 10-1A for me. Obviously at this rate, they are a good team.
The issue right now with Dallas, and I probably would have had them higher if Dak was playing better. Mm-hmm. And right now, the defense is playing well, but Dak's not playing well, and it's a little discomforting.
I think at the defense more and more healthy, I think Dallas becomes more and more a threat as we get closer along. But after Buffalo and you have Dallas, obviously, at number 6 for me, it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs playing great football. I don't know if they still have everything figured out yet. We're going to find out tonight. This will be a good game, a good challenge them against the Chargers. I expect a great game, back and forth the entire time, and nothing short.
My number 6 team is going to be Los Angeles Rams. Big difference between me and you.
Yeah.
But
big
to me, the big Rams, difference. I feel like they're a little overrated.
I just don't see it. They're just that good.
I don't see it because they.
They just lost. They just beat Arizona shorthanded, and
But I'm not high on Arizona either.
You
I'm
are
higher.
You got them on 4.
Yeah.
I got them at 5 right now. I have them right ahead of Kansas City. Obviously, Arizona.
I'm not
struggled.
high on Arizona.
I know they struggled, but look at Kyler Murray. We talked about it, 23 sacks, 10 fumbles. They need to protect the ball better.
Yeah.
They protect the ball better. They're going to be a better team.
Well, now especially
losing
with
Hopkins. That becomes a big loss,
Yeah.
and obviously them having him the other night and still losing becomes a continuous thing.
Yes. Yeah, so my 5 team is New England. New England, I could see even being the top team in the AFC, but Kansas City's finding their stride. But New England's going to be a tough team if they don't turn the ball over like they've been, if they play good defense like they've been, if they run the ball like they've been. This team has a recipe to be the top team in the AFC. So I have them at number 5. I have them right there. They in my top 10, they are the second best AFC team.
I agree.
So that's why I have New England at number 5.
Well, the best teams in it. But no, I have Tampa next. You got Tampa 3.
Yes.
So for Tampa, for both of us, we both have them as top 5 teams. Tampa is a great team. I don't know. I mean, having Green Bay ahead of them is like a 1-1A. I think Green Bay is getting more healthier, especially on the defensive side. I think once Green Bay gets their defense back, they're going to be like in full throttle. And I'll be honest, a game that I'll be looking forward to would be a Tampa Bay and Green Bay matchup. Yeah. That would be incredible. And all these games are important right now.
Where does that play?
Exactly. It's a big difference of playing it in Tampa Bay, Florida, and in Green Bay. So
I think it benefits. It doesn't benefit either one of the
Yes,
teams
agreed.
to play in Tampa Bay.
No, I
like
think
they're
they both lean on passing games, but I think honestly, I'll give the edge to Green Bay's running game. The only reason I have them ahead of Tampa right now, and it's
and
by
they don't
a
even
slight.
have Aaron Jones.
It's
That's
by
the
a
thing.
slight.
A.J. Dillon's been playing well.
The two of them even together have been playing very, very well. For me at number 3, I went with the Indianapolis Colts. He's got Arizona at 4. There's the little mix-up of us right now because you had Tampa at 3. My 3 team is the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts have been playing great football. They're running the ball better than any other team in the NFL. By far the best rushing attack of any other football team. A big reason why I have them in my top 3. Obviously, there's still question marks there, obviously, with Carson Wentz. But I think, like we said earlier, with him having Frank Wright and all that, it should be a big plus for Indy, and I expect them to continue to win games.
Yeah, as you said, my number 3 is Tampa Bay. And that's
where I had him at 4.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really just we're looking at one.
Well, that's the thing. We flip flop with everything here in the top 5. But I have Tampa Bay because I feel like they're finding their stride. As I said with Kansas City, they're finding their stride, and they won the Super Bowl last year. They're a team, and they haven't really changed much.
Nope.
They added Richard Sherman.
Yep.
So they haven't really changed.
His first interception the other day too, as well.
So to me, there's really no change, and I feel like they should be, as they're finding their stride, they should be in the top 3, and I have them number 3.
Well, hands down, number 2, we both agree with this one. The Green Bay Packers. They've been playing great football. Aaron Rodgers, like we talked about, he's number 2 ranked on the quarterback rankings for a reason. He is the MVP of the NFL right now. He has been playing incredible all season long. There have been other things off the field that have almost clouded in what he's done on the field.
But you know what?
Personally, we're a show that reflects on things that are done on the field and the nonsense that goes on outside the field. And we're both dealing with it as well.
That might have been perfect for him, though.
No, of course.
Because
but
there's been the question of like, well, should Green Bay bring him back? And then
now
he
it's
puts
something
in
else for them to talk about.
Exactly.
Of course, actually, you know what? Honestly, in a good standpoint, that makes good sense. But obviously, Green Bay thriving on the football field. Aaron Rodgers, the leader of the pack, literally. Obviously, he continues to be an incredible player. He's been for the last couple of years. And at number 1 for me, I went with the Los Angeles Rams. He's got the Kansas City Chiefs, which could potentially be, the Super Bowl matchup this year. For me, the Rams, I don't see them as an overrated team. I think they continue to play well. They have a great team, great setup. Arizona's a great team. They really did play a great job against them the other day. And being able to stop Kyler Murray the way they were able to is a big plus for any Rams fan right now. The real question was defense, and right now there's no questioning on both sides of the field. This team is ready to win. Yeah,
I have Kansas City number 1 mainly not because of their offense. We know that their offense is going to be as great as it always been. They just need to find their mojo. But for me, I have them at number 1 because of their defense. Their defense has changed so much in the last 7 games, and as I said earlier, 10 points allowed in the average 10 points allowed in the last.
This will be a real test for them
games.
Tonight. I mean, honestly, it really come down to whether or not they can take care of the Chargers. They can take care of the Chargers.
Well, they lost to the Chargers the last time, right?
Well,
I believe.
I mean, honestly, what I see coming is if the Chargers lose this game tonight to Kansas City, Chargers go out of my top 10. Dallas comes on in, and obviously, if the Chiefs are able to not take care of business tonight, then the Chiefs really are in a standpoint where they potentially could have some troubles come playoff time, and that Colt game could be a big one.
For more Running Up the Score, go follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at RUTS Sports.